Hello everyone, Simply More Money team here with you today. And in this video, we're going to be sharing with you the process we use to build wealth and provide you with a specific tip so that you can start applying it to your finances and have more money today. What is the process to build wealth that we use here at Simply More Money? Well, it consists of three parts: money goals, routine, and autopilot. And it's something that we're in our 6th year of doing it, so we've completed basically 5 full years of it. And it's worked really well for us. Our net worth has increased more than 4.5 times now compared to when we first started. And that's been a pretty significant jump just in those 5 years' time. And so we think that it's had a very powerful, positive impact on our finances, and that's why we wanted to share it with you today. So let's jump right in. Money goals. What are money goals? Just going to briefly describe them in this video, and I'll get to them in more detail in subsequent videos. But money goals are basically goals that you set for your money. Now, this came about because we were looking at our lives and thinking about, man, we've accomplished some things that we're pretty proud of. But these big accomplishments were nothing more than basically goals that we set for ourselves and worked towards over a certain amount of time, right? So for example, I passed all 3 CFA exams. It took me 3.5 years. But that was a series of goals that I set for myself and achieved, and I'm extremely proud of it. So the thinking was, what if we did the same thing with our money, right? So we started doing this a little bit over 5 years ago, and it's worked wonders in our finances. So every year we have had at least a savings goal and a net worth goal to work towards. Now the real value in these money goals is it's a very strong motivating force when the going gets tough, such as a job that you can't stand. We've both been there, and it helps motivate you and push you through, right? So a tip with your money goals is to make sure that they are sustainable for the long term and have a reasonable probability of success. Example, if your goal is to save money on eating out by bringing your lunch to work every day for the next year, while that may be a long-term goal, we'd say it has a very low probability of success and isn't very sustainable, right? Now, if you said your goal was to save money on eating out by bringing your lunch to work every Tuesday for the next year, that's the kind of money goals we really like here at Simply More Money, because it's sustainable for the long term and it has a reasonable level probability of success. But more importantly, it can continue into the future indefinitely while you stack on other money goals and achieve them so that you're continually improving your finances. And ultimately, that is the goal of this process. It's something that you're doing to continually improve your finances, to have more and more money so that you can have a better quality of life every year as you progress. So part number 1 is money goals. Second part is routine. We all know what routine is, right? So in this process, basically, if we start with the money goal aspect, you look at your finances today, you identify an area that you want to improve or change, and you set a money goal for that area, right? The routine is something that you do that is basically the bridge taking you from where you are today in your finances to where you want your money to be in the future. Well, in the routine, by performing that routine over and over and over again, essentially what you are doing are developing new money positive habits. And that's the real value in the routine, money positive habits. Your routine is the bridge taking you from where you are today to where you want to be, and you're developing money positive habits along the way that you'll take with you into the future. And that brings us to the third and final part of this process, which is autopilot. And autopilot is ultimately what you're striving to achieve here, right? So autopilot, as we use it in this process, is from the book, The Power of Habit. And in that book, the author states that the majority of our actions are driven by our habits. When we are acting based on our habits, we are essentially in an autopilot state. You're basically performing actions according to a routine or a script without even thinking about it. You're not choosing to do this or that. You're not wondering if this is the right decision or the wrong decision. You're just acting based on this script that is created out of your habits, right? So the real value in this building wealth process is that by setting the money goal and establishing a routine to help you reach that money goal, you develop money positive habits. And when you're acting out of those money positive habits, you're basically doing money positive actions. In the future, you're on autopilot performing these money positive actions that you didn't used to perform, right? So going back to my example of bringing your lunch to work every Tuesday, if you start that now and make that your goal and achieve it for the next year, that you bring your lunch every Tuesday to work for the next year, 5 years from now, if you keep that going, you don't even have to question or work on bringing your lunch to work every Tuesday because you've been doing it for so long, it's second nature. You're on autopilot, right? And that's the beauty of this, is that this process just keeps going around in circles. You set a money goal in a routine, you reach your money goal, you hit the autopilot state, and you set a new money goal, and you're continually improving your finances and building more and more wealth. That is the process to build wealth. Money goals, routine, autopilot. Now, for the specific tip. In the subsequent video, what I'm going to do is talk to you in more detail about money goals, the ones that we have set and for us, and then have had the most impact for the Simply More Money team. Before that video though, what I want you to do is set a money goal for yourself. Now, if you're wondering what kind of money goal, what I would suggest starting with is an annual savings goal. And as part of your annual savings goal, choose a dollar amount and choose a percent amount. So for example, if you make about $50,000 a year in total income, a good annual savings goal would be to save $5,000 or 10% of your income this first year. Write down your savings goal because you want to be able to come back to it and measure the progress that you've made in the future. So we'll talk more in detail about goals in the next video. Until then, thank you for listening. Let us know what you like, dislike, what you want to hear more of and less of so that we can keep making these videos better to help serve you more. Thanks. Talk to you later.